Good evening. In this movie chat, we're going to be discussing the two movies that we viewed over the weekend, American Psycho and Idiocracy. Um, in the two movies, the ideologies that we're going to be discussing is dominant ideology and hegemonic ideology. Forgive me if I messed that up. In the dominant ideology, the character Patrick Bateman, and his character was more like this dominant, perfect person. Like he portrayed himself to his friends and even out in society, in his work, in his work environment. He was just perfect person. Everything had to be perfect around him. When in reality, his whole world was just crashing down around him. And even when they presented the business cards, and they was just even though they even the color was just even the color being off on the business cards of his friends, it just enraged him and drove him crazy. And it's just because he just had everything around him had to be perfect, but when he himself wasn't even a perfect person. But uh and we could see how dominant he was in his apartment and how he described where he lived, and even he described even like his shower regime and what he did. And you could just tell by the way he spoke, he was just portraying himself as being perfect. But when he was looking at himself in the mirror, it was like you could just see in his face he just had those psychotic tendencies. But I'm gonna show a clip from part of that movie. So here we go. Okay, this is the clip where it's basically like in his apartment. So as you can see, even him just doing his face, like everything about him had to be perfect. But like I said, deep down he was this psychotic serial killer. But to everybody else, he was, Patrick Bateman, the up and coming up there on Wall Street. So in the film Idiocracy, Joe Bowers, everybody kind of like looked down on him. They looked down on him for the simple fact that they felt like he was never going to amount to anything. And so that's why he was chosen for the cryostasis. And so when he woke up from cryostasis, he awoke in this tumultuous society where basically everybody was just idiots. While while he was in cryostasis, it's like everything around him changed. So everybody's, let's say, mental capabilities just declined. So when he woke up as being the smartest person around. So and that's where you have the hegemonic, where it's refers to a social distribution or hierarchy. So with him, with everybody being idiots and him being the smartest one around, that's how he was able to advance to the role of being president. And an example of how society was, they was using something similar to Gatorade to water the fields, and they wonder why nothing was growing. So when he came up with the ideal of using water, it was like, what, water? And so it's it's basically just everything came crashing down, and they was about ready to lynch him until, it was proven that using water made everything grow. These people was on the verge of starving to death. So basically Joe just he just came in and saved everybody, and that's how he got to be president. So out of the two films, I prefer Idiocracy. I wasn't that keen on American Psycho, but it to me, Idiocracy held my attention because I thought it was funny, and it just it just kind of showed the underdog, how the underdog came up and he made it in the end, and he was somebody in the end. So I hope you enjoyed this movie thoughts chat, and I hope y'all have a great evening. Thank you.